In today's Money Watch, we are talking about the growing financial strain of having kids. A new survey shows half of millennials and 54% of Gen Z feel pressure to choose between financial security and having children. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help manage that pressure. Jill, good morning.
Yeah, Aunt Jill's here to help.
Yeah, Jill's here to help as always. Aunt Jill, thank you. So what is happening here? Is the economy really preventing people from having kids?
You know, every time we go through cycles, this can occur. And one of the big cycles that we've seen, obviously, is inflation. So we have some new data where 68% of people say, I don't think I can have kids because of the finances associated with it. And, you know, when you look at the dig down a little bit more, 61% say that they are saying, I'm going to delay this or maybe reconsider having kids. And most of them are saying it's cost of living and they really feel pressure around that. I feel bad because, you know, as any parent, you guys are all parents, will say, it's like, there's no great time to have a kid. This seems particularly perilous for this generation.
So then how do you budget for a child if you decide that it's the time?
I remember when you were having the baby and I was like, okay, you got to run your numbers, you got to track your expenses, and you also want to factor in the things that are going to come up. So, you know, whether it is diapers, childcare, whether it is you're going to have to be out of pocket because one of you is staying home for a while and it's not all covered. So what the hope is that you go through this, you track those expenses, and then you put aside a little extra bit of money into your emergency reserve fund. Someone asked me a really good question and said, should I put less money in my retirement account to build up that emergency reserve fund? And I think when you are young, that's not a bad idea. Still go up to the match, but then a little extra money in the emergency reserve can really float you through.
And you talked about childcare. That's probably one of the biggest costs right there. Since the pandemic, the childcare costs have soared. So how do you manage that part of it, too?
I cannot believe how expensive this is, and Vlad will chime in here. But, you know, there is a factor here, like 78% of the folks out there who have little kids, they're saying we're spending more than 10% of our household income on childcare. 20% of parents say they're spending $30,000 a year, $2,500 a month. So one thing we were just talking about before we went on the air, check your benefits. There are often ways that you can save some money pre-tax for childcare. See if you are eligible for any childcare subsidies. And of course, please ask your family members to help you out because this is going to be a big thing. Of course, the good news is that once they go to school, it gets a little better.
How do you compare the new Trump accounts that officially launched and 529 plans?
Okay, so you want to save for college. Number one goal is to make sure you've got your big three covered. So before you start thinking about college, the first thing to do is you want to have enough money in your emergency reserve fund to cover 6 or 12 months of your living expenses. You want to pay down those bad debts like credit cards, auto loans, but you also want to put into up to the match for your retirement account. Presuming you've done that and you want to save for your kid, the big difference between these two types of funds, a 529 account, which you know is my absolute favorite way to save for college, you put money into the plan, it grows without taxation. When the money comes out, there's no tax due. It's huge. It's like a Roth for education. With a Trump account, you should absolutely take the $1,000. If you had a kid last year, this year, the next 2 years, take the $1,000. But the tax treatment of Trump accounts means that when the money comes out, it's taxable to the kid at 18. So 529, better than Trump accounts. Take the $1,000 if it's there for you, though.
All right. And
Good
Jill,
advice.
thank you so much. Oh, great advice as always. And for more of that advice, check out her new podcast, Money Moves with Jill Schlesinger. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday wherever you get your podcasts. And you can watch it on YouTube.